Oh my gosh, it is time for some Dominions 4. We're gonna be playing Pangaea. Hey man, that's some pretty dope nature. Anyways, let's take a look here. We'll do this quick, we'll do this easy. The Dancer. Mainly nothing particular about this person, just that with the bagpipes and the pans, seducing women. That's all it was. There's some nation spells that are about dance, that are about music, things like that. So that's the only reason for it. The Dancer. But I'm sure that dude could put on pretty little swig. Look at that little hat. Probably dance. Yeah. Anyways, as you can tell, we're doing Water 9, Nature 9, so we are going for a Bless. I don't typically like to do it. I think that, nothing too tricky about a Bless strategy, but it works. Crazy amount of research. Not really going to use it because they're imprisoned. So we might actually in mid-game. Cold resistant, poison resistant, stealthy, so that's cool. We can, for mid to late game, we can start snagging up those thrones. Forest survival, and they have a supply bonus, so they can kind of house a nice little group there. I do have my Dominion set to 6. That's always an average. It's always a little good. I got Order, nothing. I do have Sloth. I don't typically need a lot of resources. I'll show you the units and the commanders. It's not a resource-intense group. So Sloth 3 allows me to get my double nines up there. Again, Water 9 and Earth 9, and I'll go into all that. I guess I could pull this up for my Pretender. We are going to do a Bless there. That will be for our white centaurs. They're the sacred units we will pull this out on. And it does give them quickness as well as regeneration, hit points. It's just going to make them monsters. Just maintaining the heat, maintaining the growth, maintaining the luck, and the drain. So again, mainly everything went up into here and our Dominion. Nothing too special about this guy. Okay, let's get into our units. We got Harpies. Meh, they have flying, they have stealth, pretty awesome, but they just lack everything else to really make them viable. Unless I'm just doing like a quick little attack, I mean, they're not really worth the gold and time and effort to really amass a lot of these. If you guys have an awesome way to use these guys, definitely let me know. Sorry, these ladies, definitely let me know. You do have quite a substantial amount of units that you can pull from forest provinces, so that's awesome. Don't have to build a citadel or any kind of fort to be able to recruit some of these pretty spiffy units. Then we have the group of satyrs. Oop, not the centaur. We have the reveler. They're undisciplined though, but they cause unrest. So you could, and they have stealth, so you could park these in somebody's province and let it kind of build up, but they're really, really cheap for what you get. I mean, they're above 10 on everything. I'm not going to use these a whole lot. You have the Satyr Warrior, which is even better, and they will follow your orders because they're not undisciplined, but they don't have stealth. They don't cause unrest, so these, it's kind of your chaff units. And kind of as I go in, where's my units? To here, so the Satyr Warriors will kind of be my chaff on that. Something that you'll notice on all the units, they do have forest survival, so we're gonna do really well hanging out in the forest. Forest survival is great as for movement. It's also good that you can just amass a lot of armies and they won't starve as easily there. A lot of our units will have recuperation, which heals afflictions over time. So you put money into these units, they're not gonna just get hurt and eventually dive being wusses. They're going to heal up and stay strong, which is excellent. A lot of these guys are stealthy. So again, we're going to get some sneak attacks. There is one people that were playing Helheim. They are probably better at that than us. Helheim is a very gifted, I guess I'll say, nation in that regards. We'll go into them. Undisciplined, again, you'll have a few of these that are undisciplined. That's going to make it tricky to do what you need in script. Then we have trample. Some of our minotaurs have trample. One thing that I'm really worried about is Helheim's ability to glamour, which is an innate ability, which is what is that? Mirror image, yeah. So they all have mirror image. So there's going to be multiple of one unit. There'll be multiple mirrors of it, making it so very hard to hit. So the thing with trample is it instantly, regardless if it hits or not, gives them 1 damage, which will any damage to a glamored unit will instantly kick them out of glamour, will instantly knock that mirror image off. So 2 great things to combat glamour is sorry is arrows. They they can't avoid every arrow. So hopefully you can start knocking out that glamour, or trample, where again you get the 1 hit. So we'll work on that. But again, you got your centaurs, you got your satyr, satyr, that's the word. You got a regular one, undisciplined, stealthy, and then you have your sneak, which is your super sneak, 60, which is really good. But again, he causes unrest and he's undisciplined, so we'll use those as our chaff. Mainly the satyr warrior. Sorry, I'm never gonna get that right. But we'll see. I'll show you really what we have in mind, and then we go into our centaurs. So we do have the female version and the male version. The females, they are a little bit better at precision, 13/12. I think morale is a little better, but I'm not showing it here. But the males are stronger, more hit points, kind of everything there. The females do get a short bow, while the males get a long bow, so we're going to have really good archers. And again, it's something that I might use to combat that glamour. So then we got our centaurs. So we have our females and our male warriors. Pretty much similar, just better. Shields, armor, barding. They don't have the helmet, the female ones, but they do have better precision again. No, they actually are the same. Thought they were a little bit better. Sorry. But they have a javelin, so they can still have a little bit more range attacks. But again, most likely these guys, they're going to have that light lance, which gives them a bonus to their damage on their very first attack, which is just going to be phenomenal. So hopefully with our archers and these guys storming, we're going to have something pretty good going on. Then we get into the minotaurs. We got your regular minotaur and your warrior minotaur. Again, trample, berserk. I mean, this guy gets even more berserk. It's going to be awesome. I'm actually probably not going to use these guys a whole lot off the bat. They're kind of pricey, 50 for one of them. A little much, but again, that might be something that we can combat and get that trample. That's kind of our elephants. So this is your capital only unit, and it is a secret unit, and this is what we're basing our nation around. Hopefully these guys, we can amass them, and I am going to have a lot of these centaur hierophants who are holy, so they can bless these white centaurs to give them that 9 water, 9 nature that we have going on, which will boost all their stats. And I'll get into a little bit more on the magics that I want to get into and how to kind of better help those guys. So these white centaurs are your sacred units, so we're going to be slow in recruiting, so we're going to be recruiting these guys out of our capital as often and as much as we can. That's the only limiting bottleneck that I have, obviously, so far. Then we're getting into the commanders. Again, a lot of these commanders you can hire in the force as well. You got the Minotaur Lord, who could be a thug. I'm not 100% smart on trample in regards to a thug. I think if they attack a smaller unit, so he's size 3, so size 2 or 1, he automatically tramples instead of using his battle axe. So I think his battle axe might be useless. I don't know. I've did a few test runs and I suited these guys up with shields, and that helped. They could take on some pretty good size. So we'll see. We'll see. They got the berserk, so again they get stronger, awesomer if they get hit. So these guys are a potential thug. Here's first we have the female version. And they come out with water and nature. They also have inspirational, so they can kind of group their men a little bit better. But we're really going to be using the Hierophant, the male, who also has inspirational. But he comes with nature and earth instead of nature and water. And it's this earth, and that's really going to give us the buffs that we want. And they're going to be our initial guys that we get. The best part is, again, they can bless themselves. They're holy, they're sacred, they can bless their own selves and be the thugs that we want them to be. They have a longbow, so if you don't want to get them into danger, they can kind of sit back, but you start giving them some swords, because the dagger's a little puny. You start giving them some swords and they're really going to start doing some damage, being blasted and things like that. They have stealth, so they can lead your stealthy units. This guy's stealth, so I mean it's really synergy right there, which is going to be awesome. Then you get into your dryads. They're pretty great. They're our mid to late game kind of ladies. You can really start bumping up your water and earth, and it comes with nature too. She as well automatically comes with a water and nature. They have Beastmaster. She has Ivy Lord. I don't know if I'm going to use that a whole lot, but the Seduction, that'll be pretty awesome. If he's getting close, if any of them are sitting there on the borders just being annoying, we can kind of send them off and try to capture some of their commanders, which is just a pain in their behinds, because then you got to send another commander out there, and it's just a thing. Then you have the almighty Pan, the man of the dance. He does get these Menades ladies. I'm not really going to be... I mean, people have based full-blown strategies around these ladies here. Get a bunch of pans, a bunch of Menades, free units, no up cost. I mean, they're pretty good resource-wise, but they have absolutely nothing. They have 10. They're average across the board. They have just puny claws. It's stupid. It's not stupid, but it's to me it's not the greatest. Pan cost a whole lot, but he has 4 nature, which is what some gods have. So I mean that's pretty good. Gets us into blood for the first time, and you can boost that blood as well. Good research. This will be our late game thing too, but again, due to their cost and them not being sacred, their upkeep, their cost, it's going to drain our banks. So let me get into the spells, and we'll kind of just go back. Again, go back to Iron Skin. We're going to want to bump up and help out as best we can. Again, we got Earth 1, which is what our White Centaur commanders have. Hierophant, one of them too. Again, that's going to give them a buff to their defense, which is, again, something we need to do. I mean, we have to get into that. Then I want to get into construction 2, eye shields for the Minotaurs, and handful of acorns for anybody else, just to have extra bodies on the field while we're, casting Iron Skin, doing blessings, things like that. That all takes a little bit of time. We need some bodies out there to die if they storm us. Then we go back to alteration, and we're going to get temper flesh, which again is Earth 1, but again it's going to give us fire resistance, slashing resistance, so it's going to be pretty awesome. Again, this is only on the caster, so we're really just buffing up our what is their name? Centaur Hierophant, because these are kind of going to be our thugs that we're using. Let's take a look here. So tempered flesh, as I talked about. We're going to go back into construction and start getting the frostband, the thistle mace to boost up our nature, and actually the dryads can get into water. Water province will have an okay time getting to water at that time. The big one that we're going for is Mother Oak, so we can start really getting a whole lot of gems. So we can start cranking out some of these transformations, as well as contacting them serpent ladies. So just giving you a heads up on kind of what we're going for here. I'm pretty happy with about it. If you have any thoughts, any ideas, let me know. Making sure I'm not missing anything here. So yeah, Berserk. That's another great thing about a lot of those is morale's not going to be an issue for us, hopefully. So, anyways, see ya. Oh, I guess I said I would talk about the other. You could go to their videos. I'll post their links if you want to know. I'm sure they have their strategies, their everything that they want to do. It's going to be on their videos. So I'll let them explain that to you. So definitely go check out those other videos if you have not. It's really cool seeing one side, another side, another side, another side, and just their mindsets. We do ask that you are respectful. I know I'm asking the internet to be respectful, but don't tell me, what Wade Star is doing if I don't know already. Don't say, oh, he's hiding in that bush. Watch out. So yeah, try to keep it like that. I know Daz Tactic actually, I think, opened up either a Reddit post or a Steam post. I think it's a Steam post, and I'll put it in the description as well. So you guys can have kind of off YouTube comments and just kind of amuse yourselves about how stupid we are. But if you have any tips or any tricks about this specific or something that I didn't think of, again, no spoilers, please, but I'd be happy to listen to that. You guys are way better at Dominions 4 than I am. So again, I do appreciate it, and get ready for round 1.